What's up? How you guys feeling? How we doing, Nashville? Welcome to the Resolution Tour. You guys excited for tonight? Me too. This is our fourth show of the tour. The first few were amazing. I know there were some people in Birmingham last night, I think, and Texas was great. But I love this town. Nashville's one of my favorite cities in the country. So I'm really stoked. But I'm going to open it up to some questions. Do you guys have anything that's been burning in your mind that you need to know? Right up front.
So, first off, I loved you in Chernobyl Diaries.
Thank you.
Yes, so can we expect to see you in any movies anytime soon?
Not really. I mean, I haven't filmed anything as of late, but yeah, right now my main focus has just been this record and trying to finish up an entire album, which has proven to be difficult because I've been touring so much. So at the moment, yeah, music's sort of taking the driver's seat. Yeah.
So you wrote Bleeding Love, but why did Leona Lewis sing it?
Why did Leona Lewis sing it?
Yeah.
So Bleeding Love was written by myself and Ryan Tedder in 2007, I think. And I was making my Departure album. And it was a slightly more R&B, urban leaning sound for me. And I mean, I'm trying to be diplomatic here, but I'm just gonna tell you what happened. Basically, the label wasn't really feeling the song. I loved it. I mean, I wrote it. I was excited about it. I think it could have been produced in a way that would have been fine on the album. But I was also, listening to the people that I work with, and they were like, I think you have other songs that are great. We don't need this song. And within a month, it got sort of snatched up anyway by Simon Cowell. So I was happy to just, see what happened as a writer. And, And it's great because in hindsight, I actually don't know if that would have been a super hit record for me. And there's just no way to tell. But I don't think a hit song for one person is necessarily a hit song for every artist. I think that some people, are better at some things than others. But ultimately, Simon heard the song and he's like, I have this new artist, just won X Factor, and we want her to record it. And I mean, we had no idea. I was just excited to have a song published that wasn't my own. And then what happened next is sort of unfathomable that it would become such a big record. But that's the story. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you voiced Nightwing, and I was wondering who your favorite superhero is, if it's him or if it's somebody else.
Yeah, I'm very partial, of course. I have to root for Nightwing. I love Dick Grayson. I think he's the best hero on the show. I voiced the role of Nightwing and Dick Grayson on a cartoon series called Young Justice League, and I've been doing it for a couple seasons. The third season just premiered. The Outsiders just premiered a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah. Are you watching it?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
It's streaming, right? So you can go check that out if you have some free time. You're not listening to my music. That's a fun job. A lot of people don't know I do voice acting, but it's one of those gigs I've been doing since I was, forever, since before I even became a singer, I think. And it's been great. I also do the Alvin the Chipmunks franchise. I play Theodore, and so a lot of fun stuff. Yeah.
So I've been a fan since You're All My Children days.
Cool, thanks.
But I have a question for a friend of mine who
you
might know. Her name is Gloria.
Gloria from Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Nice.
I wanted to know if you liked her portraits she does of you.
Of course I do. You're a very nice friend to ask and get an answer for Gloria. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Gloria is one of my biggest fans in Italy, I think, right?
Yeah.
And she does draw a lot of amazing portraits. So hi, Gloria. Shout out. I love all your drawings.
She's been down a lot lately.
Oh, bummer. Well, hopefully next time I'm in Italy, you can come check out a show. I need to get back over there. I love Italy. Yeah, right here.
So you voiced
Yeah.
Are you kind of sad to see that role go with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out?
Am I sad to what?
To see that role go.
I feel like you're digging for some sort of answer. No, you know what? Kingdom Hearts has been an amazing project, and they're very secretive about everything that we do, so I can't really talk about it that much, to be honest with you, and I always feel like such a bummer when I say that, but they literally will sue me. So, no, it's a great gig, and I love Kingdom Hearts, and yeah, I'm excited to play the next one just as any other fan is, so you'll have to watch and see what happens. Yeah.
So I've been a big fan here since I was 2, and I've seen you through like the animations, the voice animations from like When Came 2, Theodore, and all that stuff. I really loved your role in Keith. What inspired you to be in a movie like that?
I think, thank you. Yeah, I filmed a movie called Keith when I was like 18 years old. And yeah, it was a great little film. It was a very small independent movie. It was made for a couple $1 million, which for a feature film is not very much money. And yeah, I think what spoke to me was the script. It was a very heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching story about this outcast of a kid who was dealing with sort of the biggest struggle anyone can think of, which is cancer. And to me, just having to battle that and sort of all of the struggles that any average high schooler has to deal with, it's a lot of pressure. And I feel like that was a script that was going to speak to a lot of people, so it's fun to be a part of it. Yeah.
Me?
So you surfed on Summerland. You actually surfed.
Did I actually surf? Yeah. When I moved to Los Angeles, I moved a few months early before starting the filming process of Summerland. And they paid for me to come out. They put me up, and I literally was on the beach 4 days a week taking surfing lessons. It was the best job. I moved to LA, and I was like, oh, this is LA. This is sweet. And then the show got canceled, and it was like back to reality. But it was pretty awesome. It was a memory I'll never forget. Being out on the beaches of Los Angeles, learning how to surf and getting paid to do it. It was a dream job. Yeah.
So I love you since I was like 7. I've always listened to music.
Oh, thanks.
Random. Do you still talk to the guys from Dream?
From time to time, I talk to the guys from Dream Street. Yeah, I saw Matt last year at the Super Bowl when the Eagles won. I'm sure he's having a much harder time this season, but yeah, he saw my Instagram and I was posting from the Super Bowl, and he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I'm at the game." So we ended up grabbing a beer after the game, and I hadn't seen him in years, and he's a great guy. They all are. They're all good dudes. I just haven't seen them all, and most of them in a long time. Cool. What you got?
I just want to know what's either your favorite or the most fun video that you've shot.
Well, I think the most recent one was definitely a lot of fun. Did anyone see the video for Wasted?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. It was it was a chance for me to sort of show my funny bone and tackle some comedy. I played like 5 different roles. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But and of course Katie was in it with me, and we just had a blast filming it. It was fun because we didn't know what to do for that song initially. We were thinking like, we didn't want to do like just some drunk video because we've seen that a million times. So we wanted to kind of do something outside of the box, and and that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see real
That's
well.
okay.
So, I know that you do a lot of charity work, and that's really awesome.
Mm.
Have you ever heard of Best Buddies?
Best Buddies? I don't think so.
Well, it's an organization that that matches 2 people, one with a disability and one without, and it kind of just gets them to like socialize and kind of do things together. She actually came to the show in July, and she really liked it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so one of the things that they do every year is they do a Best Buddies prom, and it's where kids from like high school all the way up to elderly can go to the Bridgestone Arena and just have the time of their lives. There's like karaoke and food and just a lot of fun.
Oh,
And
that sounds awesome.
it's too late for this year because it's already happening in like a couple weeks. But I was hoping that you could come to the next one.
When is it?
We don't know yet. It's usually in like January or February.
Let me know, because that sounds like something I would totally be a part of. I'm happy, I love doing charity work, especially when it involves children or, anybody of my contemporary. I love working with people that, in any charitable organization. So I do a lot of stuff with St. Jude's and the Children's Hospital and City of Hope and Love Your Melon, which is another one I love.
Love it.
But this one sounds really cool. So yeah, let me know.
And bring Katie and all the crew along.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's do a couple more. How about here in the back?
What happens to your Have It All album?
Have It All just was, it was one of those things where we, the head of the record company stepped down at the very time that I was finishing that record, and a new guy came in, and we had spent a ton of money on that album, and essentially they just didn't want to put any more money into it, and and so it was just basically sit around or leave, and so I chose to leave and do a new project. It was unfortunate because I felt like there were some really good songs on that album, and I think they own a lot of the masters to it, so I don't really get to decide what happens to that album, even though most of it's on YouTube anyway, right? But,
Yeah.
yeah, so that was just kind of one of those annoying music industry, not very exciting stories that happens to every artist eventually if you're in the industry long enough. But did you like that one? Did you like that record? Yeah.
My favorite song is I Think She Likes Me.
Cool. In the back.
Well, total side note, my son loves Tinkerbell, and I know that you play the role as parent.
Yeah.
But my question is, I have two. Do we have a date somewhat on the new album coming up roundabout? And second question is, how you met your beautiful girlfriend?
The first question is about the album. I don't know when the release is going to be. So here's the thing: is I've been really having such a great time with these new songs, and I would love to finish some more and put out a full-length LP. The biggest snag, and it's it's a good problem to have, and it's a catch-22 for me, is that I've been touring so much this past year that I haven't had time to be in the studio because I've been on the road. I've probably done close to maybe more than 100 shows last year. I did 30 to 40 college shows just in this past fall semester. So by the time I get home, I'm so exhausted that I usually sleep for 2 days straight, and then I have to get back on a flight and fly out to another college. And then last summer I was on the road, and now with the Resolution Tour, I'm hoping to have some time next summer maybe to finish. The thing is, the spring is already filling up with college shows, so I'm doing my best. I have about 5 or 6 songs finished. There's a new one you're going to hear tonight called What Happens Next. So yeah, I'm trying to get it done as quickly as I can, but just a lot of shows. And then Katie and I met at a bar. She was bartending actually, and I walked over. Yeah, it was sweet. She was. I got there around closing time for a friend of mine who was running the bar, and he's like, "Can you make him a drink?" And she was just not happy about it because she was trying to shut down the bar, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. Also, you're really cute." And, anyway, one thing led to the next. I wrote my number for her on a receipt, and eventually we started talking a few days later, and the rest was history, as they say. Let's do one more right over here in the back.
As a student, it's kind of hard for me to ask you this question, but how did you become an Ole Miss fan?
So Katie went to Ole Miss. My girlfriend went to Ole Miss, so she asked how I became an Ole Miss fan. I was not a big, I didn't really have any allegiance to any one particular school. I didn't go to college. When I graduated high school, I moved to Los Angeles to start my career, and so I've always been a big NFL fan, but it wasn't until we met, and her whole family are crazy Southern SEC football fans. Her dad went to Florida, her mom went to Georgia, and she went to Ole Miss. So you do not like being in the house on Saturdays, because one of the teams is bound to lose and someone's in a bad mood. But yeah, so. And also, I'm a big New York Giants fan, and Eli Manning played at Ole Miss. So. Cool. All right, guys, so I'm going to go get ready for the show. I'm so excited that you're here. Have an awesome time tonight, and I'll see you after the show. We'll take some pictures and stuff, all right?